What is up, everyone? Welcome to episode 3 of the UnderDog Sports Podcast. I am your host, Nolan Skeen, alongside Antonio Fiore and Sal Estrina. Gentlemen,
what's up, guys?
Good day.
How are we?
Great.
Not bad.
Exciting few days of sports.
I don't think Antonio's too happy.
Except for
exciting. What days are we talking about?
We'll just say in general, regardless if you're a Yankees fan or not. We'll just say in general.
Aroldis Chapman.
The worst slider I've ever seen in my life.
All right, so looks like we're gonna start.
Threw him a fat meatball.
Looks like we're gonna start with baseball. Would you like to take it away, sir? Since your team was the loser of the ALCS.
I mean, first, honestly, Astros are the best team I've seen this decade. They hit, and the thing is, my gripe with the Yankees for years has been,
why don't they go after pitching?
I'll get to that after. But the Yankees, the past few years, it's like they try to hit the home run all the time. I look at them; they're swinging for the fences every time. What the Astros do, and they got guys that hit home runs, a lot of home runs, but they try and get hits. And when you try and get hits, the home runs will come. The Yankees, they get a guy on base, they're like, oh yeah, I'm going to swing my ass off. I'm going to pull my head off of the ball, and I'm going to miss it.
Edwin
Encarnacion. Gleyber Torres was doing that, and he was the hottest hitter all playoffs.
Well, when you constantly are hitting and there's 2 outs and the bases are loaded or you have runners on.
That's one thing that they love doing. They would love just striking out 2 times in a row. Some guy will get a double, someone else will walk, then the next guy comes up and strikes out.
Because they're all swinging for the fence.
Exactly. Gary Sanchez swinging for the fences every time. He got that one hit. I don't know if the bases were loaded. There were a couple guys on. He got an RBI in the first inning, I think, or the second inning. But at that point, I'm like, all right, Gary, good. You went after a low pitch there. You lined it low to the ground and went right up the middle. But back to what you said about pitching. So this Yankees and Astros, their young core, kind of came up around the same time. They both made the playoffs in 2015. That was before the Yankees kind of unloaded and got all their guys in. 2017 was when they were both back in the playoffs, and you see the center of these teams. And the Astros, what they've done, knowing what they're capable of, is they've gone after those big pitchers: Garrett Cole, Justin Verlander, and this year Zach Greinke,
who the Yankees all could have easily signed or traded for.
And at the time when Garrett Cole was kind of rumored to be connected with the Astros and Yankees, I was kind of on Cole because he was one of those guys with the Pirates where he had a lot of wins, but his ERA was just.
I think something you can attest the Astros' success to is their pitching coach or pitching culture.
Oh, that too. Absolutely.
I'm not saying Garrett Cole wouldn't be the same pitcher if he went to the Yankees, but I think that whole organization knows what they're doing with their pitching staffs.
I think so too, but they haven't been afraid to be aggressive to go after these pitchers and not settle for the tier 2 guys. They're going after the top notch. Those 3 guys are aces in any staff.
I think what you've also seen with the Yankees too is a cultural acceptance to not have top tier pitching. I know. I think their whole game plan is we're gonna hit and we're gonna use our bullpen to get us there.
And they got out bullpenned.
Which their strong suit was supposed to be their bullpen, and obviously
it was still really good, but Ottavino didn't perform.
Ottavino had a very bad series, and when Chapman came in, you would just expect him to bring that to the 10th inning, and he threw Altuve one of the worst pitches I've ever seen. And then he was smiling too. Did you see that? They panned to him, and he's just sitting there with a big grin on his face.
He obviously wasn't happy. I think
he wasn't happy.
I think he's just in disbelief.
Yeah, it was
I used
more
to do that.
A wow, this is really happening right now.
Baseball and basketball. I would smile.
All I'm saying is, if I was a Yankees fan and my closer gave up the losing home run,
I don't give a shit. Yeah, I was pissed, but
what a pump fake,
I wasn't really as pissed at Chapman. I was just more pissed at the Yankees.
What a tease. What a tease.
LeMahieu with the home run in the 9th to tie it up. And
that's just LeMahieu. When he came up, I'm like, the most DJ LeMahieu thing to do right here would be to hit a home run.
And he did.
And he did that.
Yeah,
and it took me a second, too, to see if that went out because Springer, that close.
Yeah, I thought he definitely had a chance at it.
But Springer was mad at himself that he didn't touch it too.
He had a chance to get that. Yeah. He just mistimed it. He had
no fans were getting in the way. They wanted him to catch that.
That would have been the greatest catch ever.
Oh yeah, I don't know if there wasn't 2 outs.
There was one out.
Still, if he makes that catch, Yankees aren't doing anything after that. That's the ultimate momentum killer.
Yeah,
it's like that Brantley catch and gets a double play on that.
They were playing great defense in the outfield. Game.
Oh yeah, and there was that Brett Gardner line out too. That killed me. There's nothing I hate to see more than when a batter in a big situation like that gets like great contact on the pitch and just lines it, and it just goes straight in the outfield. That's such a momentum killer.
As a Yankees fan, what is the part you're most mad about?
I'm just gonna go back to pitching, settling for tier 2 guys like J Happ. We're back at the deadline last year, like, oh, he's got a lot of wins. I don't care. He had a 4.5 ERA. That's not gonna cut it. He did look good in that playoff game, and when he was out there, I'm like, I was fine with him being out there. I wish they kept him out there longer, actually, because he looked good when he was out there.
Are you team fire Boone or team no fire Boone?
I don't think I want to fire Boone. I think it's just overmanage less. And he was just outclassed by... He's going to win Manager of the Year because of all the injuries he had. And the only guy I'm okay with getting Manager of the Year besides Aaron Boone would be Kevin Cash for the Rays.
Which their payroll is $40 million, so that makes sense.
And I think he does get it over Aaron Boone.
I honestly wouldn't be surprised. That's the only guy I wouldn't be mad
about.
What
they did with Tampa Bay is incredible.
They also brought Houston to 5 games, too, which is really
they did.
remarkable.
Their owner seems to be kind of a cheap ass, but even if it's just give him $100 million budget, what can that team do?
Anything.
I like them. It's really early, but I think they're going to get
Snell.
I think they're going to get free agents this offseason, whether like big guys or not. I think they're going to look to try and improve their hitting core overall. I think they're probably good to get second again in the AL East next year. I think they're going to be good for a while. And
no faith in our Red Sox.
That's just a loaded division.
Yeah,
those 3 are going to battle for it next year.
And whether JD or Mookie stays.
What they're saying, one of them has to go, which I don't understand. I mean, because of all their contracts.
I mean, you have to get rid of JD.
They'd like to freak out about that luxury tax.
At that point, you probably should be getting rid of JD. The only reason you trade Mookie is because of how depleted the farm system is.
Mookie's your franchise guy. If you're getting rid of one of them,
Mookie's a franchise guy. He's an all-around ball player. JD can't play the field, which we've seen on numerous occasions. He can't play the field, and he's good at hitting, but you need that all-around. Yeah, and he's getting older. You really need that all-around ball player. And
yeah, JD had that magical year that brought them to that World Series.
And they rolled over everyone.
So, again, as a Yankees fan, what do you want to see this offseason from them? Just pitching?
Oh, yeah, starting pitching, and
so
I want
Garrett Cole.
Yes, but we saw the rumors today that a lot of his teammates think he's going to gravitate toward a California team, which that gets interesting because Joe Madden is the Angels manager now, and they're with Mike Trout. Obviously, they don't want to waste. They don't want to waste his career. They're going to look to sign some more guys this offseason, and Angels could be one of those non-playoff teams that do get in next year. Whether you think the A's are going to be back in the mix with that division or not. Obviously, another pretty well-coached team.
I think the Angels take that division next year, especially if they did Garrett Cole.
The division?
Yeah.
With Houston in it?
Wild card.
Yeah.
I forgot Houston was in that
division.
A
high-end wild card, a lot like the Rays or A's this year.
Well, losing Garrett Cole is
that's
small.
That's if they get Garrett Cole.
I'm basing it on the fact that they get Garrett Cole.
I think...
Because I've heard a lot of those
I think that's going
to
be a big free agent spot this offseason, too.
The Angels, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, why wouldn't you want to go play with Mike Trout? I don't see any reason.
Or as Joe Madden as a manager.
Correct.
A really good track record.
Previewing the World Series, Houston or Washington?
I think it's going to be Houston. The pitching matchups are ridiculous in this series. I don't see Washington, though, really pushing it more than 6 games. You get Scherzer in game 1, but you also get Garrett Cole.
So we're
Washington's the team of destiny.
Yeah, we're deflating on the team of destiny thing here. Come on, you know what? I'm gonna be the only one then.
Houston, to me, Houston's the team of the decade.
Nationals take it in 7.
I'm with you. I think Houston's probably one of the most talented teams in this decade.
Oh yeah, they're probably my time of watching baseball. I haven't seen a more talented team.
It's just so I want to root for Washington to win just because of the game 5 against Kershaw, they killed the Cardinals.
Oh yeah, no, it would be great to see them.
They're a fun team to watch.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't be I don't hate the Astros by any. I hate Roberto Osuna, but I don't hate the Astros by any means. I really respect the way and that fan base suffered for so many years. Every year it was 100 losses, 100 losses, 100 losses, and now.
Well, they built it the right way too. They built it through player development, and they have a great manager. I think I mean, in my opinion, I think he's a great manager.
I do too. AJ Hinch I think he's the best manager in the league. He outmanaged Boone. I was gonna say
some people aren't as high as him as I think they should be. Just because, like, I don't know, they say it's like all talent or it's not all him. Like, I totally disagree.
He's also
with that.
like a no bullshit type guy too.
Oh,
Once
yeah.
all that stuff started happening with Ken Giles, got him out of there.
Yeah.